Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Headmaster's Homeroom. I am Lady Hamilton, and that's right, it is art night. I'm so excited to welcome everybody to the show tonight. Hello, I hope you guys are having a great Friday night, and don't we love our Friday art nights? I'm super excited to have everyone here joining me. Sorry about yesterday, guys. When weather calls, there's no show. Just knocked it out, trees down. That's what we happen. But I'm super excited to see everybody tonight. So let's say hello to our wonderful viewers. Hello to everybody over there on Rumble. It's so great to see you guys. Right? Oh, I see what you guys are doing. That's right, Frosty. Woohoo! It is art night. Super excited. Oh, thank you so much, Hockey. It's so great to be here tonight. Hello to all of our ex-viewers. So great to see you guys here as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Hello to all of our Pilled viewers. I see you guys all got all the painting memes going. That's right. Matt is in the house. And hello to all of our YouTube viewers. So great to see you guys. Loving the hearts over there. That's right. Thank you guys so much for loving on the show. Do me a favor. Let's get some homework done. Please make sure that we like the show, that we share, because we want everybody to see how talented our guest is tonight. And thank you guys for your a beautiful generosity to help support the show. I'm super grateful for that. From your subscriptions to your cash apps, to your tips, your pills, and more. I love it so much, you guys. Thank you so much for helping to support the show. And I'm most of all grateful for everyone joining me here tonight, because you guys are in for a treat. Tonight, on Artist Corners on Wonderful Art Night tonight, we have the pleasure of welcoming a brand new wonderful friend to the show, right? I found him over there on X. I'm super excited, you guys. His name is Matt Starr. He's a very talented Midwest artist. He's known for breathtaking paintings of wildlife, birds, landscapes, flowers, barns, seascapes, sunsets, and more. Matt shares the passion and artistry behind his remarkable body of work tonight. He works in watercolor, acrylic, and ink. Matt captures the beauty of nature and everyday life in vivid detail and in heart. His acclaimed bobwhite quail painting was selected for the special Wingspan fan art card pack, and his published book. That's right, everybody. He's also an author. His book is called Wings and Blossoms Across America, features all 50 state birds and flowers through his stunning original paintings. Matt also brought stories to life as an illustrator for his second edition of Chippy Squirrel. So you guys sit back, relax for this amazing uplifting night, exploring Matt's artistic journey, inspirations, creative process, and love for the natural world. Everybody do me a favor and welcome my new dear friend, Matt Starr. Hello, hello.
Hello.
So excited to have you here. It is so great to get to know you too. I just want you to tell everybody, how did you even get into the art world, Matt? Tell us a little bit about you.
I started doing art, in high school and enjoyed doing it very much. And so throughout life, I just capture the things that have inspired me, things I see in nature. I capture them, and so I could share the joy with others of what I've seen.
Amazing. That is so amazing. I'm just so always excited to find out, if you were inspired by family members, or is it just something you took in school?
Yeah,
What was, just kind of getting to know that story. And so you've been doing this almost your whole life.
right, right.
Is this your main career, or is this, artist and something else?
Well, for 45 years, I was a business insurance underwriter, and I'm now retired. So now I could paint more often, being retired, and enjoy it.
Nice. Isn't that exciting too? Because I always, it's kind of hard for a struggling artist, everyone, because it's always an artist and something,
Uh,
until we get to have that amazing ability to, come into doing arts full time. And I bet you're enjoying life right now, huh?
there we go.
Super excited. You guys, I'm so happy everyone's saying hello to our wonderful guest tonight. Thank you so much, you guys. You are wonderful, wonderful viewers, and I appreciate all of your welcome. So many people have said hello to Matt tonight, and I thank you so much for that. Well, we have got a lot of art to talk about, so I'm going to load this up, everybody. And I need to make a on this, and I put it in already into the chat. That is not where you find Matt on X. It's Matt Starr Fine A1. So just a quick correction to that. So it's Matt Fine A1. And then also, you guys, I have his website, his Instagram, and so forth also listed. But we can go to his website at the end tonight, and you guys will see how amazing this is. In every single place, you guys can go give him a follow. So make sure you are doing that. And, absolutely sharing out his art would be great. I appreciate that. All right, Matt, are you ready? Because our first thing up is I want to know all about your writing adventures.
Okay, so this is a book I'm working on right now. It's about Crisco, the elusive wild goat at Table Rock Lake. This goat has been memorizing people for years. People see him, they pull over, take selfies of him. It's a real fun thing to do. So he's not easy to find.
Okay.
So, but if you find him, it's really a fun thing to do. So the excitement of Crisco has really captured a lot of people in the lake area. So I wanted to capture that. So what I did, I wrote a story about Crisco and the adventures he has in and around the lake with things going on there. And so I'm in the process now of painting all the different scenes that Crisco's involved in.
It's awesome. That is awesome. So, I mean, this is a great thing. I always say, you guys never know. And I have a few artists I bug too that come out with some just fictional things or maybe even realistic things. But I'm like, why don't you turn these into a book, or especially for our children, using your talents and creating this stuff. So how awesome is this? So you're writing it and you're actually painting each page that's going to go into the story.
Right. And Crisco, I've seen Crisco. He is so popular. Crisco has his own Facebook group of 16,000 people.
Really?
Yeah. So,
He's more popular than I am.
Yeah, he's been in the news. He's been on TV. The goat has been really a popular goat in the area.
That is awesome. That is awesome. That is so cool. But has anybody even thought about writing a book about him before, or
No,
are you the first, Matt?
I'm the first one. Yeah, the first one that I know of. Right. Yeah.
That is so exciting. And this is just really great. So do you capture him? Do you take pictures? How do you get your inspiration to even do a story about him?
I've studied the goat, the posts about him. I studied goats, their personality, what they do, what they eat, what's in the area. I've been to this lake many times. It's a very beautiful, inspiring lake. I've been down there to take photographs of the cliffs, the bluffs, the lake waters. And so it's just a beautiful place. And so, a little bit of fun, a little bit of puns. The goat will have lots of fun in this book.
That is awesome. Crisco's adventure. That's awesome. So this is Table Rock Lake in what, South Carolina?
It's in southern Missouri.
Southern Missouri. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right. Because there's another one that I know of. Not been to this one, but I know of Table Rock the Mountain in Idaho. And I know Table Rock Lake in South Carolina, but I have not been to this one yet. So everybody in Missouri might know this a little bit more than I would. Oh, that is so awesome. I can't wait. So do you have different images already done, or is this just the first one you've got and you're working on the other ones right now?
I have several paintings done right now. So I've got the story written and what I want to paint for all the other scenes. So this summer, that's my project.
Awesome.
Painting all these different scenes.
Right. And this is not even your first book. Right. Tell us about the other one, because I don't have pictures of this, guys, but he does, we do. I think we have a few pictures, but how did this even come about, of this whole art, this book about blossoms across America?
About the state birds?
Yes.
Yeah,
is this a book that you were told about, or you just came up with yourself?
So about 3 years ago, I said, let me paint a few state birds and flowers of the biggest, most popular states. And so I did 4 or 5 of them. It was fun because each one I painted, I researched. Why did this state pick this bird? Why did this state pick this flower? Right. When were they admitted to the Union? And a little bit of history. And that was fascinating. So I said, I can't stop. I have to do all 50. So once I got done, I said, how do I share all 50 of these paintings with my family at least? A book. I'll do a book. So that way, they have all 50 paintings of all the states, and it's very fascinating because 2 states, their state bird is a chicken. There's 7 states that have the cardinal, and six
Right.
the meadowlark. Uh, one state has a seagull that's inland.
Right. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so
That's
it's
awesome.
it's really
Now,
fun.
are these books published for people to buy?
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay, and so where would they go and find that book?
My website.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome. Did you self-publish?
I did. I self-published.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very nice. So all goes to him. I'm so excited about that.
yeah,
So excited, you guys. And I am going to drop this website. Everybody can have this. It's already in the permanent chats over here on Rumble, but I want you guys to all have this on all sites. We're going to drop this into the chats because how awesome would that be? Especially you guys who are teaching kids and so forth. How great would that be to have that book on the birds and the flowers of every state and a little bit of history on how did they come up with that? Why did they choose that? How awesome would that be? And a great way to support the artist, right? I love that. There you go, you guys. And we're going to see that. We'll see that later, but that is super exciting. I'm so excited that you decided to write books on top of doing your artwork. How fun is that?
yeah.
Right? So what a different avenue for yourself. And so this is really great, guys. Isn't that awesome? I think so too. All right, let's get on with some artwork because we've got so many wonderful pieces here. And I don't know if I've got them in the right order or anything, Matt. And I've added a few that I love, love, love. But
Okay.
here we go. If you could just tell us about each
Yeah.
piece, I would be
So
thrilled.
my bucket list was go to national parks. I went to Yellowstone and Grand Teton National
Mhm.
Parks 2 or 3 years ago. So this is my inspiration at the Grand Teton Mountains with
Mhm.
a starry sky above, which is another inspiration of Van Gogh's Starry Sky
Right,
kind of thing.
right.
The
I
mountains are beautiful, so I had to paint it in a different kind of way.
Man, I love it because I used to live up in that area when I was a young girl. I have climbed and hiked and camped in that area so often. You guys, if you've never been to the Tetons, you need to go. It's one of the most beautiful areas. I'll tell you what, and I love you. Okay, we're getting so many things. We've just started, and you guys are already lighting it up. That is so awesome. A great thing to do if you guys are ever in the Idaho area. Just beautiful. Love it. Oh man, everybody's already loving on this one, Matt.
Yeah, there's so much power in the Starry Night, and it be below the Grand Teton Mountains is so powerful. It kind of went together. I thought,
Right?
the old Yellowstone National Park has many inspirational things too, and I often paint while I'm on trips. I bring my paint and then often paint while I'm there.
Is it like a plain air kind of thing? Or do you
No,
just
not really. I may photograph some things or inspired, but back
nice,
at the hotel tonight, and I'll be painting what I saw that day or inspired.
right? I love that so much. I'll tell you what, that's why I know about Table Rock, everyone. Yeah, that's one of the mountains there. But it is just really beautiful. And I love your interpretation of adding an inspiration, a master artist into your work and just, giving honor to that, isn't that just a beautiful thing? Love this. I absolutely love this. Just so exciting. How long does it take you to create a piece, Matt?
Uh, this one was probably a couple of weeks.
Nice. Nice. And everyone asks, and it's hard to sit there and say how long because you're like, we don't sit there and paint nonstop for 2 weeks, guys, or
Right.
so
Oh yeah, right. Yeah,
right.
there's family life going on too.
Exactly. Life happens, and when I get to it, but right, exactly, and just so beautiful. How long did you get to spend here in the Grand Tetons?
It was about 10 days at Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons. Now, the
I love it.
Yellowstone, I did like
Mhm.
6 new paintings of Yellowstone features while I was there too. It was phenomenal too.
That's right. That is right. My parents would always take us up to that, almost every summer when we lived there too. We stopped at this small little place that had square ice cream along the way, and it was shaped square, guys. It was just kind of funny, but going there and just having the wildlife, going and seeing the geysers, just
Right.
a beautiful, beautiful area, crystal clear waters, it's just amazing. If
And
you guys,
seeing it on photos or the internet's one thing, but being in person and taking the whole thing in, and that just really inspires me and really want to capture how I see the miracles there. It's really neat.
Right? Just absolutely fantastic. What a great way to start off, isn't it, guys? The colors are vibrant and beautiful. A way to capture a nature, and I always say, wonderful, wonderful God's art out there, everyone, but capturing nature and also adding a wonderful little honor to a master that's really inspired us. You have done so well on this, my friend. We love this.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, tell us about this one.
Okay, so a bobwhite quail is one of my favorite birds to paint. I grew up around my grandfather's farm, and he had lots of bobwhite quail, so I painted quite a few. And then a few years ago, Wingspan, the bird card game, which we love playing, had a fan contest for art that fans would paint and submit to be in a special card deck. So this was a winning painting I did of Bob White whistling his call across the field. And so if you play Wingspan in a fan art pack, you'll see my Bob White quail in there.
That is amazing. Now, how do you find out about this contest?
Well, I Googled and online. I saw it somewhere, the opportunity, so I jumped on it. And in fact, my daughter and son-in-law, they submitted art too, bird art, and they got in the pack too.
Wow.
My daughter did a Baltimore Oriole, and my son-in-law did a Mississippi Kite. So their paintings are in the deck as well. So it's very fun then to play this game with our cards in it as well.
Right. I now that I'm looking at it, so I'm seeing this. It's this amazing Wingspan. It's the card game, and that is really cool by Stonemeyer Games. I'm just gonna throw this out here for everyone.
It's a blast. We love it. Yeah.
Right. How cool is that? You guys can find out about these kind of contests everywhere, and just kind of keep your eyes open. Because I know some of you in our group that have already done they don't do it for the contest, but they'll take cards as their canvas and they'll change them and paint them and do all kinds of things, with it. But any contest you guys can get into, what an awesome thing. This is just really great. I agree, guys. This is so nice, isn't it? You haven't seen any recently. Oh man, this is just amazing. Right? Something that you'll be remembered for too forever because did you buy a pack of these?
We bought several packs. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah. Right? You got to give them out to the family. You got to, keep some for yourself. That's so funny.
The game is so fun, and it's really good about explaining the birds, about the birds, and the art is incredible. So we just love playing the game, and we just like looking at the cards too,
Right. One for play and one for keepsake. I bet. Oh my gosh, you guys. Thank you so much for your wonderful compliments. I appreciate that. Everyone is lighting up about this. Right. Just love it. That is, I didn't know their calls. Okay. So they love the Bob White song or bird call. Look at you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Right. Oh, how beautiful. He knows his bird calls too, guys. Isn't this awesome? I love it. Oh. That's funny. You guys are great. What else are you saying? The chimney sweeps too? I don't know about that. Okay, but how cool. You guys are so awesome with this. Thank you. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Are you looking? Is there another contest? You're going to do this again if they have the opportunity?
Oh yeah, if they have it again, I'll jump on it. Yeah.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. This must be from one of your books. I'm assuming.
This is Chippy Squirrel.
Oh,
now, this is a really interesting story. My aunt wrote the story of Chippy Squirrel in a book 50 years ago. That was before you could publish things. So she wrote and made a one book for the whole story. She wrote this story based on the bedtime stories told to her by her dad. Really? My granddad told her these stories. So later on, she wrote these down and she hand wrote the book and had somebody illustrate it. So she's no longer with us. But her daughter showed me the book. It's in terrible shape because my aunt read this book to all her students after many, many years. It's a
Right.
great story about a squirrel and things that go on with his life. And so I said, yes, I'll re-illustrate it for you. So what I
Mhm.
did is I scanned my aunt's handwriting of 50 years ago, and we
Nice.
included that in the book instead of typing out new words. We had her scan actual handwriting, and so I did new illustrations for it and my inspiration, the way I saw the story going, and we really liked the way it turned out.
Oh, what a great idea. I never have thought about scanning things like that, but the only thing I can come to reference is my mom would always handwrite her recipes. And one year I sent them out to family, and stuff like that so that we could have a copy of her handwriting. The reason I'm bringing that up is because of how important it is to preserve that handwritten,
Right,
thing that they do. And I'm so glad that you were able to scan that and include that so that part would not be lost.
right,
I just think this is great. And so then you re-illustrated the whole
right.
book. How many images did you create for this?
About 15 or 20 images. Chippy gets lonely, then Chippy has friends in the woods, and Chippy meets a girl squirrel, and etc.
Oh my gosh. I am loving that. I am gonna have to read that book. I'll tell you what, that sounds already so awesome. The adventures.
And
Of
what's so neat about it, the story is, it talks about the squirrel at a barn and the squirrel
Mhm.
running from a dog. Well, that barn that they're talking about in the story, that's my granddad's barn. So I have a photograph of that, and I included the actual painting of his barn in the book, and also his dog, which was in the story about the dog chasing the squirrels too. So it's got real family history in it. And I was so inspired to do this because I know the area where Chippy, the story was presented and done.
Right. Oh my gosh, what I agree. Somebody said, "What a family treasure." I think it was Nancy who said it was a wonderful family treasure. Yes, and something that can be not, we can grab, but something that also the family will be able to have forever with the handwriting, with your artwork. Something that will be able to be captured and held on as a treasure forever. And it's got, like you said, real family connections. The barn. Right. All you know where this is.
Right.
Oh,
Now,
how
what
awesome!
we've done is after the book's been done, I ordered copies of the book for all of my grandchildren and my nieces and nephews too, and told them the story in person about Chippy Squirrel and gave each one of them a book too. So hopefully they could pass the story along in their families too later on in life.
Right? I love that. I really do. If you guys have ever thought about doing something like that, do it. My father, he's a singer, and so he made albums, of him singing and telling stories and stuff because, there's some days, some down the road, you may not be here. That's the way life is, guys. But to capture these moments, right, from, family before you, now you've added something to it that you can literally carry on with you. I think that is really a beautiful idea, Matt, and I hope that this inspires everybody to go look and buy the book, but also to do this yourselves, everyone, and make sure that these moments are captured one way or another. I love it. I love it. How many books are there about Chippy? Is it just the one, Matt?
One, yeah. But once I did Chippy, I was so inspired. And that was so fun. That's what got me to do Crisco. I saw Crisco how popular it was. Well, I could do Crisco if I did Chippy.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I love this. This is so awesome. Wow, you go. I think that is a great, great adventure for you, everyone. I'm just so excited, right? What a great idea to take your artwork and start creating some stories. Matt, I hope you're inspiring me. I hope you inspire someone else. But you guys, we have got to check out these books. Now, is Chippy the Squirrel only for family, or is that also available on your website?
It's on my website too. Yeah.
Okay, good. Absolutely beautiful. And now, as far as the artwork, thank you guys for noticing that because I'm all geeking about writing the book. But thank you for noticing how beautiful the image is. Right, Donna said how great and detailed the nest is. I
Right.
mean, I thank you guys for my artists out there that are also noticing how beautiful this artwork is. Isn't it fantastic? Absolutely. I love it. So beautiful. Now, how big are normally your work? Because I know that you guys like to know. Do you do, what size is your normal
all
typical canvas?
all different sizes I do. I do 8x10s, 11x14s. I do when I travel. I do 6x9s. In the little book, it's easy to do, easy
Really?
to carry. Uh, my biggest painting I've
Hmm.
done 3 stories tall.
I've done that.
It was a haunted house sign. I did 3 stories tall. It took me a big paint roller and a parking lot to paint the sign.
Right? Isn't that fun though? I have done some mural work when I was in undergraduate school back, I guess almost 10 years ago now, guys. But it's so much fun to do that. It's different because all of a sudden, when you're doing something that big, that nose or that eye or that whatever you're creating is like so huge.
Uh,
But it is a lot of fun. Someday you'll have to share that with us out there on X or so forth, so we can share that out. I would love to see that, Matt.
okay.
Amazing. Amazing. And I'm over here in awe because 6x9 would probably put me into tears. You guys are masters when you create stuff that are so tiny. So beautiful. So beautiful. I love it, guys. Thank you so much for your wonderful compliments. Okay, tell us about this. Now, every piece, no offense, every piece I see now is there a story that's going to
Right.
come
Yeah.
out?
Yeah. So I love armadillos, and this is a watercolor I did.
Wow.
And once I started doing it, I said, "Look at all these details on the armadillo shell. That is art in itself." So I made the
Mm-hmm.
sky pretty untouched by ink, but the mountains, the armadillo is kind of all went together and just brought him all out. And so I just got the pen out and started doing detail work on the ink. And said, "Wow, this is really coming out." So that's one of my favorites that I've done is just the armadillo with the sunrise coming out.
Wow. I agree. I agree. It's an amazing realism. And it is true because there is so much. If you guys, can just literally look at his shell, there's so much detail. And not only in the shell, look at the cracks underneath him too. There's so much detail on this. It is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, did you draw this out? Is there like pen and ink into this, or is it all paint?
Well, I did watercolor first, and then when I was done with the watercolor, go back later on with pen and ink and
Yeah,
line it out.
right. Right. That's one of the magics about watercolor is that you can go back in and define it with that. Oh, just amazing. I did not know that. There's some major facts going on here. Armadillos can jump up to 6 feet. I did not know that, Frosty. He's out there spitting armadillo facts. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But I agree with you guys. This detail is unbelievable. Unbelievable. How long did it take you to do something like this? Because the
Yeah,
detail on this is time consuming.
right. This was several weeks, and so some things take too long. I'm told, so I try not to do everything this kind of detailed, but this one just fit as far as the detailedness to it, and it really you have to get the overall thing drawn out really well first because once you start doing detail, it's too late then to try to correct it.
Right? I agree. I'm just looking. I mean, there's so much detail going on here, guys. And luckily, I have a big, huge screen I get to look at. But inside the ears, the nails, there's a little detail, and hatching on each single nail that he's got. There's detail in the cracks on the mountains. I mean, there's just so much in the cracks on the ground. Just let alone the shell. I mean, that's one of the first things we always see. But I love that you can look around and see that there's the complementing detail all around it. Just so great,
Look at his tail, all the different
right?
knuckles of his tail cracks.
Wow, absolutely beautiful. Man, you did so great on this. Okay, I'm enjoying looking at this myself. Let's see what you guys. Oh, right. You guys love armadillos. I don't know. Are they friendly? Are they not friendly? I don't know. I do know it's fascinating how they roll up for protection into just a ball. That's always fascinated me. Amazing. Oh, I'm glad you guys are noticing the other detail. Thank you so much for that. I agree. They say that sky is also absolutely amazing, Matt. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Beautiful work, isn't it, guys?
Well, sunsets and sunrises are one of my favorite subjects. So if I have a nature painting with an animal or bird, it may just include my second favorite thing, the sunrise and sunset.
Right.
I do a few plain skies, but sunsets and sunrise are so inspirational, so beautiful. And so I try to capture those too.
Mm-hmm. I do too. I agree. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. I think this is absolutely fantastic. Amazing looking at your work tonight. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming on and sharing your amazing talent with us. This is fantastic.
Sure. Yeah. I'm glad to do it.
Oh, you're welcome. And you know, one of the things before we get on to the next one is you know, you have such a diversity of work. Whether, like you said, whether it's sunsets or there's something like an armadillo, right? Or it's a bird, or it's Crisco, or it's, you know, I mean, you a floral. You guys are going to see because, you know, is there anything that you haven't painted yet? I mean, kind of. I guess my question to you is, you just look at something and go, oh, I could paint that, or that looks interesting. I mean, you just, how do you find your inspiration? Because it seems like you can do so much.
It's mainly nature, but I struggle doing portraits, and I don't do very many portraits.
Too much either.
But nature, I really hit it there.
Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, now tell us about this piece. Fishing lures.
So this is one of my most popular prints I've sold. When I was a little boy, I would look at my granddad's tackle box. It's huge. And I would look inside his tackle box and just be amazed at all the different spinners, hooks, weights, all different colors. And I just in awe, just staring at it. So I said, Matt, that's a painting you're thinking about. So
Right.
I did all these interesting lures and bobbers and things like that. And like I said, inside of a tackle box. Now I love to go fishing, so this has been a real popular painting of mine.
Oh, I can see that for such a multitude of reasons. You know, by the way, making your own slides and everything is an artwork in itself, by the way. And I've done a few of those. And that's a whole nother skill that I consider a true art form. But I can see why this is so popular because there's so many different kinds here and it's colorful. It, you know, pops out. I love how it's just framed, you know, like you're looking right into the lure box here, you know, and not one is the same.
Right?
Similar, maybe per se, but not the same. They're all so unique. How fun.
Yeah.
How fun. I am not surprised that this is so popular. Oh, yes. And thank you for noticing that too. The background of the box, they said it
Right.
looks like cork.
Yeah. So great observation. I had to do that first before I painted any lures. Get all that background look like cork first. Be satisfied with that. Then draw all the different lines in there, and then draw paint the lures.
And did you say this is watercolor
No, this is
or
acrylic.
acrylic?
Acrylic.
Amazing. I am so glad you guys noticed. This is my artist family. This is why I love when the artists come into the show because you guys do notice every little detail, right? And it does look like cork. It provides that beautiful texture that we're all seeing, right? Gives it the depth and beauty to this whole piece. Amazing. Amazing. You guys are all loving fishing, right? Oh, I love it. So nice, Matt. You're lighting up the chats on all of our channels. Hello, new viewers. Everybody, welcome to the show. And thank you all again for your wonderful comments and compliments. Is there a favorite one in here, Matt? Is there a favorite lure that you like in this whole collection?
It's not in this painting. I have another fishing lure painting that I did not send to you. It's got my granddad's luckiest lure. It's
Oh,
a red plastic worm, white spots. He caught tons of bass on that. And so another painting has that lure in it. This one didn't get that in there.
right. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm sure we will see that out there. Now that we're talking about it, you're like, you can tag me. See, Lady H, this is the one I was talking about. Feel free to do that, Matt. You know,
Okay.
I'll share it out.
Yeah.
You know, I just love that. I don't know if you guys have a favorite in this box. If you do, throw it into the chat. Everyone's loving fishing, right? Fishing is cool because it's absolutely, like you said, it's peace and quiet. You get to enjoy the nature, right? You might grab something good to eat. I'll tell you, oh, there's so many things about it. Absolutely love it. Oh, okay. We do have a favorite. That is great. A frog and the crawdad. That's awesome. I was looking at that frog too, going, that's pretty cool. But I'm glad you guys are picking out that. That's amazing. There's so many great ones here. So many greats. Let's see what you're saying. Oh, that's right. Thank you guys so much. Yes, please do not forget to hit that like and share out. We want everyone to see how wonderful our guest is tonight. And thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. All right. Oh, okay. I love this. Yellow
Yeah.
is one of my favorite colors, yellow and red. And I remember, I think I saw this on X. It might even been one of the few that caught my attention to you. I was like, who is this Matt?
Right.
And I'm going to bug him to come on this show.
Well, this inspiration for this painting was incredible. I was working in my garden right around sunset. Sunflowers were in the garden with many, many other things I have planted in there.
Right.
And then I've noticed real carefully in the sunflowers, there was goldfinches. You can hardly see them because they were the same bright yellow as a sunflower. And what I figured they were doing, the goldfinches were taking the seeds to the baby goldfinches in their nest. What joy of them doing something so beautiful to help them survive. So I did, that's fine. That's I let them do it. But then there's another sunrise and sunset in the painting too. But just the birds were so beautiful in the sun, the sunflowers, while I was working in my garden. So I had to paint that. So this painting has been a lot of inspiration in doing it. And now this painting is included in a brand new card game that's coming out called Chirp Up.
Really?
This will be in that card game.
You are giving me so many ideas. I never thought about, this whole avenue of card games, guys. I don't know why, but how awesome is this? And I mean, I don't know how you're finding out about these, but this is really awesome. Wow. That is really awesome. Is it something that you see because you belong to, what you did before? Is this something you find out on Facebook? I mean, how do you find out?
I just surfing, I found the invitation to get considered. That's why I submitted some art to it.
Right. Wow. That is so cool. I agree, guys. This is just fabulous. Everything about this piece to me is just fabulous. From the beautiful textured, I mean, you can see that sunflowers go on and on and on to the sun that is just bursting with light. You guys know me and my Be the Light, right? And just how beautiful. And I agree, guys, it would be great camouflage for them to literally hide within the sunflowers, right? Mm-hmm. Man, they just absolutely match it. That's right. Those goldfinch just absolutely match those flowers so well. Mm-hmm. So well. You guys are loving this as much as I am. That's for sure. Wow.
So every time I work in my garden and
Mm-hmm.
see goldfinches, I think of this. And so it kind of just really reinforces how much fun and inspiration I had in doing that.
Right. Wow. I agree. Oh my goodness. I know, guys. Sunflowers are such a beautiful thing to paint and have around because they just bring so much, sunflowers, right? So sunshine, brightness, beauty. That yellow gives you energy and brightness, light. And you have just captured that. And the detail on this as well, everyone, from all the way from the very back of the sunflower field to up close to, more detail. But even in the middle of the sunflower, the wings of the goldfinch, there's so much detail going on in this piece. Absolutely remarkable. Remarkable. I don't know if you've got a favorite. It's hard for me to say that too with you guys coming on. Don't pick your favorites yet because sometimes they do that. But this is definitely one of them. This is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Love it. All right, guys. I could stare at this one forever, but we are moving on. But thank you guys for loving this piece as much as I do. All right. Tell us about that.
This are the inspiration I got from tiger lilies that were growing in my yard. And the flowers are so beautiful. The orange on them just was incredible. But I said, Matt, your whole life you painted on white paper. Let's do it. The orange will not be as stand out as much. Do it on dark paper, black paper. Then they'll just pop off the paper. So this is my first flower painting on black paper I did. And since then, I've done several more that just pop off the paper because the colors really stand out
Mhm.
in the dark, parts of the
That's
flowers are
true.
at. And the tiger lilies were just beautiful each year, and so this really made them stand out. So it turned out good.
I couldn't agree with you more. I love to do dark, backgrounds too, because if you want something to really pop, it's exactly what it does, and so it just gives you a whole different depth. I think this is awesome. And I agree that green and orange contrast also. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. Nice. And it looks a little textured in the background too. Oh, okay. No, it's just me. When I go to the bigger screen, okay,
Okay.
I see that. I just love it. I just love so much about it. Beautiful. And you've got your awesome contrast colors, you guys, because green and orange are absolutely, your contrast, and they just make each other pop so well off this. And you can see that there's green that's even inside, part of the tiger lily. You can see where that green is coming even onto it as well, and some of the buds and stuff as well. I mean, just beautiful. Beautiful. This just radiates.
I had
I love
done very many flower paintings before this. But once I did this and got the inspiration how it turned out, I've done many more flower paintings because they all have their own beauty in their own way like this.
That's right. That's right. I think it is so amazing. That is so amazing. I love it. Wow. Just loving that. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I appreciate that, you guys. Oh, thank you so much. Hold on, we just got a donation over here. Thank you so much for your rant on Rumble. I love that. Please donate to keep the shows going. Yes, thank you, Nancy, for that. I appreciate that. You are awesome. We'll just do a little thank you so much for donating to our show today. I appreciate that, guys. Isn't this fantastic? Absolutely a magnificent. And I know that you've done it. And today I did something fun like the 3 F's, from floral to food to furries, thinking somebody's got to have something, right? And I just was like, when I was putting your stuff together today, I'm like, Matt has something. He really does have a great collection of flowers. But then, like you said with your book, you did birds and the flowers of each state, right?
Right, right.
Awesome. So what is this? Is there a state that has the lily as their flower?
Uh, there's different lilies. I'm not sure if a tiger lily is or not.
Right. I would guess Hawaii, but it would be my closest, but maybe not.
Yeah.
They're so tropical there. Probably not. I wouldn't be right.
I know more of the state birds. So if you need to call a friend on what state bird is for what state, I'm pretty good to call. But the flowers are difficult. I'm not good as good on those.
That's right. So if you guys are ever in a moment where you need to call a friend, that phone a friend on that game, right?
Catch cat.
Matt, guy for birds. That's awesome. That is awesome. Every once in a while, we play a little bit of Jeopardy on this show, and it's funny. Never know when you're in need of that knowledge. I think this is beautiful, though. Love the variations of the green too. If I didn't say that, because I think I did, because you have it on, the closed buds, you have it in the leaves,
Right.
just really, really incorporated well. Fantastic piece. Okay. You did not send this one to me, but I saw this and it captured my heart with the
Yeah.
color.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I wanted to do tulips, but in a different way. I've done so many close-ups of flowers. I said, Matt, there's so much going on with tulip farms. Can you imagine looking across a tulip farm and all the colors? So with this one, the windmills said to me, make the clouds blow with the windmills. So how can I capture that? So I tried really hard to make it look like they were just blowing with the windmills, and the field is kind of flowing with the wind as well. So this is some Holland scenes of windmills and
Yes. Man, I have never been there yet. I say that because that is on my list. I would love to go see the tulip festivals. And I know there's a lot of states that do that here too. But again, if you're going to go see tulips, why not go to Holland?
Right.
See this amazing scene. And I love how the clouds are literally just floating off behind it. I think that you did so great on this.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
Just amazing. Wow. Love your work, my friend. Thank you guys so much. I just think that, right? Holland, Michigan is quite similar. See, that's what I thought.
Oh,
I
okay.
know, I knew that there were some states that did this. I've not been there either. But I'm gonna say, when I tell my husband I need to go to the Tulip Festival, I'm not gonna say Holland, Michigan. Just send me to Holland in general. But I can see that, even being named that, Mabel, I
Oh,
can see them, right, being famous for that. Did I miss one? Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you so much. You guys are the best. Okay, hold on one second. You guys are the best. Thank you so much, you guys, for showing so much love for this show tonight. Thank you, Princess. She says, much love from the Frosties. Oh, I thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. I love it. Thank you. Sorry about Matt, but we've got some people that are totally supporting this show tonight, and that's what
good,
I do,
great.
is call
That's
them
great.
out. That's
Yeah.
right. Lake Michigan is the best, they say. I've not been, Mabel, but he's telling me that I need to go there. So, have you ever been there to the Holland, Michigan, Matt?
Oh, no, no.
I have not. I guess we have to put that on the bucket list to go see the Tulip Festival there.
Right.
He says it's really fun and there's a lot of things going on there. All right. Well, thank you so much. I think this is very interesting. Don Quixote, right? Love it. Love it. This is such a vibrant, piece here too, with the greens as the contrast, that beautiful swimming clouds behind those amazing windmills. Everything about this piece, I just love so much. Love so much. Fantastic. Okay.
Okay. So this
Great.
one, I get a lot of inspiration from my times with my grandparents. They had a farm, and I was a little boy. I was inspired of so many things. I spent summers down there. So they had chickens, they had roosters, and the roosters crowed every morning. So one of Matt's favorite backgrounds, the sunrise or sunset, here's the rooster so magically standing on the fence post, crowing across the land. And so I just really like the way this sunset and rooster turned out on the farm.
That is so awesome. That's so awesome. Right? Everything about this. I agree. Not only is the rooster colorful, but look at how much motion is going on in that sky behind it. It's almost like his crow is sending vibrating into that scene behind him with that explosion of color. Man, what
So
a
the title of
beautiful.
this is Rise and Shine.
Yeah. Amen to that. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. Yes. Don't you guys love this piece? I know. Woo! Rise and shine. That is a great good morning piece there. You ever, I've not seen you do that, but if you ever do a good morning post, this would be the one,
Right, right. Yeah.
or at least one of them. Right? Oh my gosh, that is so great. I know you. It's almost like you can hear him. That's the thing about it. I think what he's done with the background, that really helps magnify the fact that you can hear him crow, because it almost looks like there's, like I said, there's like a vibration going on in that sky, that's bringing that as well. This is done really neat. How do you come up? He's already screaming. How do you come up with? So you're looking at the rooster, right? But how do you come up with like the background and the vibrant sky?
I study a lot of different sunsets, and in this one, I want to do really different than most and try to find movement and more realism and not the same old sunsets. And this was a very different one for me to do, and I wasn't sure how it's going to turn out, but I like the way it turned out. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I do too. Man, that is just awesome. It is. Like I said, it's almost like he's making the skies move with his crow, right? But it's just so dramatic, right? With the beautiful, strong colors in the background. It is fantastic. And there's so much detail, in the rooster itself. If you guys really look at his feathers, look at all the detail that are in his feathers as well. Just fantastic. Amazing. Right? Okay, so I'm glad that I'm not the only one seeing that. There really is like a vibration, right? When they do that too. So I'm not the only one that's catching that. Thank you guys so much. If you guys catch something else, please let me know, because I sometimes I get lost in it. So I'm trying to get all of your comments and compliments up here too, but this one is just so beautiful, so dynamic. Amazing. I'm sure that, oh, wow. Just look at his, right. I just totally lost his crown or whatever. Look at all the
Home.
things
Yeah,
left.
yeah. You will see it moving. Yeah.
Right. Very nice, Matt. How long did it take you to do something like this? A few weeks for most of your
It's about a
work?
few weeks too. Yeah. It is claws. You see the claws on the end of his feet. They're
Mm-hmm.
pretty big too, holding on to that fence post. And his tail feathers being long and dangling off the back of him too. Really, yeah, I've seen some pretty cool roosters before, but I really wanted to try to capture a powerful rooster too. You know.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, it kind of looks like a Rhode Island red a little bit to me.
Uh huh.
They're beautiful, mean roosters, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But that's the way they're supposed to be, so that they catch the attention of the girls per se. That's why always the male birds are always so much more colorful. But look at
Right.
him.
The Rhode Island red is a state bird of Rhode Island.
Look at you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's in my book too.
That does not surprise me for some reason, I mean, right? But you
Yeah.
did say there was a couple that had chickens, but that one does not
Yeah.
surprise me, especially
Yeah.
being the Rhode Island red,
Yeah.
right? Oh, you guys had a rooster that was singing up underneath your window. Yeah, that's awesome. They're loving it. I'm so glad. You guys are so much fun. This piece is fantastic. I love it, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so I had to include this one. As you can see, I love painting planets. That's a personal thing I love to do. Whenever I get stuck in something, I always go back to planets because that's kind of like my go-to or my easy. So when I saw this piece of yours, I was like, I've got to include it. And everybody knows in the chat's gonna be like, no, Lady H loves planets. And I do.
Yeah.
So
This
tell
is
us all about this.
right. This is the planet Jupiter, the largest
Mm-hmm.
planet in our solar system. And I have not done very many, but I would still like to do Saturn after doing this. But
Oh,
if
yeah.
you look carefully, the sky almost turned out to be plain sky, but you can see swirls around the planet,
Mm-hmm.
indicating movement in the atmosphere and so on. And even over the planet itself,
Mm-hmm.
uh, different shading and things might illustrate the red eye and all the other movement too.
Right.
So it's a beautiful planet when you see all the details. So I really tried to capture that, of course, with stars scattered in the sky as well. You know.
Right. I love that. I just love it. And I wanted to. I've got it kind of my interpretation. It's not really Saturn, but it's something similar. But I did my own version of that. But I love it because it's just something I'm like, give me a palette knife. Um, right. And I just really love to just go on it because it's funny. But you guys, just so that you know here too, just that red eye is like 12,000 miles across. I mean, Jupiter is so massive that you guys probably don't even realize that, but it's really, truly, amazing that the mass and the whatever of just that one little dot, what they call the red eye, is like 12,000 miles across. Isn't it? Just that's your science fact for tonight. But it's one to me, it's just like a beautiful marble, just so fantastically created. And there's either littler ones, those big, huge storms,
Right.
but I love it. I can't wait to you guys know they're all, yeah, Lady H loves planets. I can't wait to see your one on Saturn. I think that's great. Right? I know. I do love this. Thank you guys for pointing that out. You know me. You guys know me so well. I think it's fabulous too. I love it.
Yeah, I have not done very many planets or outer space things, but I really wanted to do this one. But on my bucket
Mm-hmm.
list is Saturn.
That's right. That's right. Amazing. Just absolutely amazing. You did so good. That's what I was talking about, you guys, earlier about his diversity of work, right? Because anywhere from the birds to the, Holland to planets and more, right? Chickens. It's just so amazing how wonderful your collection is. And I'm glad. I am a planet nerd. I'm telling you, I do. I would love it. I'd love to go to space and see it. I'm sure I'm never going to see Jupiter, but that's all right. Thank heavens we have the ability to see that and
Right.
capture those and paint it, and as an artist, you guys, I love it. Just fantastic. And I did see the motion, Matt. I saw that all around that, which does absolutely add that this thing is in motion. And I'm really glad you incorporated that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yep. And the dark background, right? Again, because
Right.
of that, this really makes it pop.
Mhm.
Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Okay, we're gonna move on because I can geek on this forever. But yes, another one of I love hummingbirds. So tell us about this one.
So I've done just a few hummingbirds, but this case I decided let's do more than one and just put them in amongst the flowers, like they're just working right and left and having a good old time. And so uh, that's what I accomplished here. I think acrylic paint, and
Right?
the hummingbirds are busy.
Isn't that great? They're just so tiny and so delicate, and yet, they've got so much going on. Just how fast their wings move to keep them afloat, the colors that these guys have, and yet they're just like tiny as a finger, I mean, it's just magnificent. Amazing.
Yeah, so
Amazing.
many paintings I've done of birds is single bird paintings.
Right?
So I said, no, stop doing that. And so I've done more recently of two or more birds together, like they're interacting and they're doing something together. And so there's more of a story then we see more than one bird too.
That's right. I kind of think that hummingbirds, I have one that has a couple hummingbirds too, because, and I have actually two paintings of that, but with multiple hummingbirds. I don't know why I feel like they need a friend, but the kind of the same thing that you were saying, that, just one hummingbird by itself. I don't know if that does kind of look great, but I'm glad that you did the two.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I'm trying to get all these comments because we're lighting up the thing again, right? Oh man, they're so great. And thank you so much, you guys. Welcome, new viewers. It's your favorite so far. I love that getting just really beautiful. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. So my question is what state? Is there any state that the hummingbird is their national bird?
Uh, I don't think there is,
Really?
you know, but Wingspan's
Oh,
got lots of hummingbirds in that game though.
you would think that there would be a state that would
Yeah,
claim that. That's
right.
kind of sad to know,
Yeah.
Hmm. They're beautiful. Do you have hummingbird feeders
I
and watch
do.
them?
I
Yeah.
do have I have a large garden where I do that. I have a lot of flowers, and we have hummingbird feeders around the house, including on the window where I can see them up
Right?
close and get some nice videos. So I love watching them interact.
Right. I have a picture. I'll have to share it with you. Um, but I don't have hummingbird feeders. I have roses all around my house, and I
Okay.
have red roses right out front, which they love. And when I was going back to trim the rose bushes, and they had built a little nest inside my rose bush, which
Oh,
I took a
okay.
photo of. Because I'm
Wow.
like, I've never seen a hummingbird nest before. And their little eggs, were just like, I mean, you could barely even tell basically they're there. You're like, what? And it was
Yeah.
just so tiny. I was like, look at that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I do. I love it. I love it. My husband has bird feeders. We got the flag. So I'm also loving this too, but this is so beautiful. Don't you guys love the contrast between the amazing birds with that beautiful violet, or I should say lavender to violet to the grains? Isn't that just amazing how beautiful that contrast is? Look at the detail in the necks too, right? And the colors in the necks. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, I just want to say thank you. Okay, thank you so much. You shared something with me on X. I will grab that. Okay, Rhode Island is considering making the hummingbird its state bird. Ah, that's good to know. I
Oh,
didn't know that.
wow.
What versus the red or the Rhode Island red? Maybe they don't want the chicken anymore. Huh. I love that. Oh, that's sad. You can't feed the hummingbirds because the local black bears destroyed the feeders. I've seen videos of
Oh,
that too, right where they're coming after the feeders.
yeah.
We have a question for you. All right, Matt, what is your favorite medium?
It's acrylic
Acrylic.
because I can
Okay.
work fairly fast with acrylic. Over the years, I've done a very few oil paintings. It takes a long time for the oil to dry
Yes.
to the point we rework it
Yes.
again. And acrylics dries very fast, and I can paint over that area very quickly, and
Right.
it works really well.
I trust me. I know that. I just finished a 40 by 40 with you've probably seen it, the hummingbird garden that I did. And just even because I paint so, and oils take forever. I love oils, guys, but I just gloss that thing or glaze that thing. It's still drying. It's still waiting to seal and dry. But I get it. And so that's why, in the meantime, I'll kick out an acrylic or I'd love to kind of get back to watercolors too. But watercolors, I don't know what you feel about watercolors, but for me, it's like, man, if you mess up on watercolor, you know, it's like, okay, how am I going to fix this per se, unless
Yeah.
it's some abstract?
Well, the way I fix those, it's a mixed
Oh,
medium. I add acrylic to it to cover up my mistake, and it's a mixed medium painting then. And
oh,
if you look at some of my paintings with acrylics, I use sometimes lots of water to make it look like watercolor to get the bleed and different effects on
yes.
the paper. And then so you don't know if it's watercolor or acrylic, but I have the power of having acrylic paint.
Nice. I love that. I love that. Great tip, you guys. So I love this too because part of this show is, we're always getting amazing tips from our wonderful guests. So if you are a watercolor artist, write that down. That's a great tip. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
All right. Boy, do you love the sunsets. I know this is
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
breathtaking.
So with my inspiration with my grandparents, on the farm, I've been around lots of barns, and so there's lots of stories around them. And it's got my favorite background, the sunset. And
Mm-hmm.
so all the boards in this rugged old barn have got a lot of details. It's broken. It's got places it's open. It's warped. It's ready to fall down. And so that's the character of it. Of course, they've got the windmill on the side
Mm-hmm.
and the weather vane on top of the barn. And so I've seen many scenes like this working with my grandparents on the farm. So I've captured this, and this is hanging in my house because it's so well liked.
Oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. And I'm going to ask you a question right now because every so often, usually about 4 times a year, I do like a collaboration to celebrate a certain holiday. And we've got the 250th coming up on 4th of July. And so what I do is I ask artists, and I title you and I totally give you credit, but we kind of celebrate the beauty. And that's what I want to go for this year is celebrate what makes America beautiful. And it's scenes like this that make America beautiful because we're known for these beautiful classical barns, and the beautiful scene here too. So I might bug you and say, "Hey, can we add this to the show and give you some highlight on this one because it's so beautiful, Matt."
Well, see, barns are not made this way anymore. Uh,
No, they're not.
these are all made by hand without cranes or big equipment. A lot of people to get together to help the neighbors raise the barn.
Barn raising.
Yeah, they were so sturdy and so great. A lot of them are still around, but they're going away though. And
Yeah.
so I love painting them because of the unique character they represent.
Mm-hmm. I know this does look like a picture, and it's phenomenal. Just phenomenal. Yes, you guys lighten up the chats again. Thank you guys very much. But I see how much you guys love this too. And obviously this is a wonderful fall scene because you can look at the field, capturing those wonderful colors in the grasses too. It's the same, it's in the sky. Isn't that fantastic? Man, that makes my eyes so happy because not only are we looking at the barn, but you've been able to take the color and incorporate it throughout the entire piece.
Mhm.
Right? It makes my eyes very, very happy looking at this. Everything about this is just beautiful. And is this the barn that you're talking about with the squirrel? You're like, I know this area.
No, I didn't present that one, but I have another painting that's separate with the barn
Yeah,
with the portal in it and stuff. Yeah.
nice. Right. I
Not many
agree.
people paint barns anymore, and so I just go back to my inspiration, my growing up, my grandparents' farm, a lot of inspiration. So I paint a lot of things that I was inspired in those times, which is different than a lot of people paint, which is fine. This is what really brings me out. So more I'm inspired, I think the better I do on things.
Yep. I agree with you. Absolutely. You can tell, at least I can tell, when you're really truly inspired or you get filled with a certain emotion and it just comes pouring out of you. I think that you can definitely tell on that detail. Um, Fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. I'm so grateful that you guys are loving this as much as I do. Isn't this just perfect? You did a great rendering of this. I loved what you even did with the wood on the barn. You can
Yeah.
see that it's weathered. You can see the details in this as well. Fantastic. Amazing piece. And I don't know if he's got a favorite. We can ask him at the end. I don't know. Or we can ask you now if we've already seen your favorite piece. You let us know, Matt. Okay.
Oh, well, it's difficult. I might have a favorite bird painting or a favorite barn painting, but I don't have any single one because there's a lot of other ones that I would say, what's the other one's my favorite too. It's difficult.
And even the chain, the barbed wire, not the chain, the barbed wire
Right,
detail is
right.
fantastic. Wow. And you find great places to sign your work. Just saying. Did you sign you sign your name on the windmill?
Different places I do. When I first started painting, I didn't think people would like my paintings with my name on them, so I didn't sign them. When I was really young. But of course, I do now. But then I started. I'll hide my logo and hide my signature in the painting, so nobody will be okay with it. But now I made it pretty obvious now where it's at. But occasionally
Right.
you'll find a hidden logo of mine in my painting.
And I can see it on this one, right? I don't know. I get to the point where I just sign the back of the piece, because I don't know where to put it, or and my thing changes. I might eventually, once I think I figure out my logo or signature, I might go back and actually sign the front. But it changes, and so you're like, okay, I don't know. We'll get to that. But I did notice that on the windmill. I was like, I think that's where he signed it. How unique is that? I love it. Great piece. Okay.
So
Beautiful.
yeah, this is the state bird for it's like Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and so it's the cardinal and the dogwood. And so there
Love it.
were 6 or 7 state birds that were cardinals. So each cardinal I painted was different. I didn't want to paint the exact same cardinal in all the 7 states. So in this case, the cardinal's looking right. One state, the cardinal's looking left. One state, the cardinal's doing something else. So all 7 in my book are all different poses of the cardinal. Of course, the
Wow.
different flowers too.
Right, right, right. Maybe one of those states need to adopt the hummingbird.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because I've seen some tan ones, even light orange ones per se, but I'm trying to snap a picture of one and she's pretty small, so I don't think she's fully grown yet, but she's pretty white. And you don't even notice that she's got orange until she flies away and she's got some orange on her wings. And I've never seen one I mean, she's not 100% like Snow White, but she is pretty white.
Okay.
And I'm like, wow, an albino, cardinal? What?
Right. Right. Yeah.
I'm like, and she won't let me take a picture. I scare her to death.
Well,
Right.
my brother and I found a leucistic bald eagle. Leucistic
Oh,
means it's void of any color. It's all white feathers, but it's very rare to find a bald eagle that is leucistic. And so
right.
he took a photo of that bird, and I didn't submit it to you, but I did paint that bird
Did you?
as our inspiration and be able to find it.
Wow. Wow. I mean, I've got to look that up. Another one you got to tag me in. I would
Yeah,
love to see that. I
yeah.
would love to see that. Amazing. And I've never seen anything like that either. So it's really interesting when you see something rare like that in nature.
Right.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, female cardinals are pretty bland. I mean, I get that. The one female that I have that I say always runs the roost, she's pretty orange, your typical carrot orange per se. And I have her mate is this dark red one. And they've been around the house for a really long time, but this year we've got a few other ones and I just have one that just is really the lightest tan, almost white I've ever seen. So just amazing. But this is so beautiful. Love the contrast. Don't we love the red versus the green? And you
Right.
wonder why it's a Christmas thing. A lot of people use the
Oh
cardinals
man.
for Christmas
Mhm.
because of that contrast. So
And each
beautiful.
one of my state bird paintings, I have the basic shape of the state in there too, so you kind of see what state it kind of goes to.
Right? Absolutely. Right? These are awesome. I know. I know. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the amazing talents. Right? They're pretty cautious around there. Amazing. I'm just looking at okay, you guys. When you're in Indiana, is that another one? Is that another one from Indiana? The Cardinals as well too?
I think so. Yeah. There's several Illinois too, and so there's like 7, I think, 6 or 7 states.
I think Virginia might be one too. I don't know. You would probably know better than me,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I would
yeah,
know
yeah,
Virginia, right?
yeah.
There's so many other things, guys. Let's get creative. I know, but it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love that. Uh, nice, nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much for this. Let's look at this other one. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Beautiful.
ring-necked pheasants are my favorite birds to paint.
Look
They're
at that.
so colorful. And so here's another situation that's got the sunrise or sunset in the background because I've been out in the fields hunting deer, turkey, and seeing pheasants, the sunrise or sunsets just like this, so striking with the field in front of him, so light colored yellow colors. It was just phenomenal. So I captured that in this inspiration as far as the ring-necked pheasant. One of my favorite birds to see and paint.
I think that's beautiful. Oh my gosh, right? Yes, I agree. I'm glad you guys think the same thing. Stunning. Everything about this piece is just stunning. Look at the colors in there. Look at the details, and just love it that he's, walking through the blades of the field, right? And just the amazing sky behind it. Everything is so beautiful about this. Look at that.
Now, even around his neck, they get the white feathers, but you have the dark green around his neck, and then the different colors of feathers around his
Mhm.
chest, and his tail being the striped lines. It's just a phenomenal bird.
Right. This is a phenomenal painting. That's what everyone is thinking. Oh wow. I didn't know. Of course you know that. Okay, yeah, I've not ever eaten one of those, but all right. They say it's also very good to eat. I don't know. That's funny. We have pheasants for your girls. Oh, that's really nice. The painting, I'm assuming, or I have no idea. So that's awesome that you guys. I've seen pheasants. Where are they mostly around? Do you know,
So the
Matt?
state bird for I think North Dakota or South Dakota is the pheasant.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Nebraska, Iowa, Midwest, upper states have
Upper
quite a few
state
pheasants.
Midwest.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Because I've pretty much only been in like maybe I've been on like the West Coast and the East Coast up north, but I've not seen pheasants in like the Southwest. You don't see a lot of
Right.
pheasant. Maybe the desert pheasant if they have something like
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah. Northern fields, prairies. Yeah.
Right. Right. This is absolutely beautiful. I know. That's what I say, guys. So let me put this one up and I'll tell you what Frosty said here too. I think it's too. He's like, Matt Starr is straight out gangster with his painting in this grass. I know. Look at the detail on that. That is an absolute compliment. He's just loving on that. I know, right? Right?
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
This is one of my favorites, not the favorite, but one of mine. I have it in my art studio. So,
Do you?
yeah.
Man, that is so beautiful. I just can't get over this. There's so much. I love the emerald and the ruby, on his face and
Yeah.
neck. But it draws my immediate attention to those little feathers, right, with the white little, kind of circles
Uh-huh.
encompassing them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Look
Very
at that
different feathers. Yeah.
detail.
But even
Wow.
look at his eyes and his little flock of feathers behind his head a little bit there. And it really just gives him character.
Right? I'm glad that, yeah, I agree. And one of our viewers pointed out this little fact at the end that, I didn't think about it until you pointed this out, but yes, pheasants have unique colors like peacocks. I'm like, right. I mean, that's the little thing I'm kind of seeing is those beautiful colors and those little, round around their quills, so just amazing details on this. But it's just also besides we're looking at this gorgeous bird, you have captured the scene in front and behind it as just so dynamic with this beautiful blades of grass and that sky is just fantastic. Wow. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Oh, did you? Okay. You guys are funny. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys are wonderful. Thank you guys so much for your wonderful comments and compliments. Oh, beautiful done. Beautifully done. Oh, I know this.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is Yellowstone.
Right. Yeah. So this is the Grand Prismatic Spring in Yellowstone National Park. And I painted this twice. This is one of the angles I painted of it. But being there in person and walking around it, and you can see that the top of this picture, there's a path, and there's little
Right.
indications of people on that path showing you how big this thing is. And you can walk around it too, but just it's
Mhm.
phenomenal the boiling water, the colors and the rocks you see there, it really inspired me and captured me to paint this. So for this painting in the middle, where all those colors are blending and molding and molding, it's that's a lot of watercolor, just kind of trying to get the bleed together around each other too. Very difficult to do. I think I did some acrylic too to kind of firm it up as well.
It is so great. You're really making me, between the first one and this one. I mean, I haven't been to that area in so long, since like as a teenager. And you're just really making me want to go back, because I
Right.
spent so much time, like every year, guys. I mean, when you're in Idaho and having Yellowstone pretty close, or the Tetons pretty close, you could go camping, fishing, hiking, so forth. And to go see this, you take advantage of it, or at least, I didn't think so much of it until I was like mid-teens and we're moving. And now I'm like, there, like you said, there's nothing like this,
Right.
and to be able to go and just be like, wow, and be able to walk that close, like you said, this is boiling water, and the colors that are in, these amazing geysers and areas are just phenomenal. You captured this so beautifully,
Yeah.
so beautifully.
I just love going to the area and love seeing it every time. And seeing the steam rise off the water. It's just a very cool area. Where else you got? And Yellowstone's so big. There's so many features on the land. It's just a joy to see it and be there. That's my number one favorite national park is Yellowstone.
Oh, yes, yes. Now, what state do you live in now?
I live in Missouri.
Missouri. That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I thought. But this is a great trip. If you guys ever can get away, you need to, I always say visit a few places, and Yellowstone Park is one of them. So is the Grand Canyon. Those are two places I highly recommend that you see at least once in your life. Just fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. It is. Love Yellowstone Park. And it does look like an eye, right? The aerial view of that.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Amazing. Just don't go there, because they always talk about it being a super volcano. Oh, but they've been saying that my whole life, so I don't let that stop you. Go and enjoy it. I love it, and it's nice that you included the people for scale, because
Right.
it does show.
People may
Amazing,
miss that, but that's just kind of my kind of hidden thing that's going to catch somebody's eye, maybe.
right? Wow, amazing. Love it. I'm so glad you guys are loving this too. Isn't this beautiful? Beautiful. I don't know what you're currently working on now. Probably your book about Crisco.
Right. Right.
Do you normally have like one or two pieces going on at a time, or do you just kind of dedicate
Um,
your time to one at a time?
Usually I do one at a time. I have other ideas that are boiling, or I have a list of to do that's always full. It's like, if I think of something, I can't get to it. It's on the list because later on, a great idea, I'll be able to do it later on.
Right.
Sneak it into it before between a Crisco painting.
Right. Or life happens. You're like, okay,
Right.
I'm going to get to that. I have what I just do. Most of it comes out of my brain, but I have inspiration images that I hold on to. And then I'm like, okay, I've had these images so long. And I'm like, okay. Or I'll see something else that will bump everything off the list. I'm like, no, I got to do that one now. And the others, I guess, can wait depending on things. But yeah, I have a little list myself. We'll get to them. We'll
Right.
get to
Well, last year, an animal shelter had a fundraiser to help raise money for the cats and dogs in the shelter. And so one of the ways to raise money is they had people submit a photo of their pet. And then an artist, I was one of them, would paint their pet and give it to them. And they would donate so much money to the shelter for getting that. And what a thrill to do that
Right.
and help raise money for the shelter. And as it turned out, I did like 7 or 8 paintings of pets. I didn't realize till I got done, several of those were tributes to pets were no longer with us. So that is
Oh,
really cool to hear them say, "Oh, that's great that he's no longer with us," but it's a great painting of the dog. So wow, that was
right.
part of their family. Okay, I need to do that then.
How special are you? And you just do that out of the kindness of your heart, I'm assuming.
But yeah, and it helps the shelter too. And we
I
we,
love
are,
that.
we have shelter dogs and help them
Right.
along, so they need the help. And so it's a
Oh,
fun
I
way to
know.
help raise money.
I know all of my animals are either they've wandered on, or I've got them from a shelter. I'm very big on adoption. And I'm really, really love that too. I know one other artist that does that too and works with them to do either past ones or help even get animals adopted. She might go and do a painting or whatever, and then
Right.
they have like a little auction to raise money for it. But then that painting goes with whoever adopted that dog. So I love
Oh,
that
yeah.
art.
Mhm.
Fantastic, Matt. That is such a great story. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Okay, take us to here.
Okay, so this is the view from my bed and breakfast balcony, uh, overlooking the Thatcher Island lighthouses. So I know of, this is the only twin lighthouses left in the United States. And you can see these right off the coast. And for my bed and breakfast, I sat there on the porch and did this watercolor painting of the two lighthouses while we stayed there in Massachusetts.
Wow. I've not, I've been to Massachusetts and I have not seen the two lighthouses. I guess while I was busy doing other things. I mean, that's really beautiful. And
Yeah, it's yeah,
I don't know of any place that has the two like that.
right, right.
Right. Fantastic.
It's pretty close to Rockport, Massachusetts, which also has an icon called Motif Number One, which I have also painted a couple times, which is very inspirational. A lobster fishing village, old boats and lobster buoys and things like that. So when I was on this trip, I took my paints with me, watercolors, and I painted this scene and I painted the Motif Number One and several things that I brought back after the trip while I was there.
Right? That's awesome. And that's a good thing that, because you can even get these little watercolor kits that, like our little tins if you wanted to, and get a little board and go. It's an easy medium to take with you.
Right.
Um, right. I love it. Absolutely love this. And this beautiful, guys. What are you guys saying here? Yes, awesome twin lighthouses. I agree. Look at that water and the sky. Just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so it's a rocky coast, not sand like you have in Florida. So you
Right.
get a lot of spray and water flying up all the rocks in front of you while this is going on.
Right. I bet it'd be a photographer's dream too.
Yeah, yeah.
Amazing. Now, do you ever take photos and just work from those as
Oh, yeah.
well?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Hmm.
Nice. Nice. Fantastic. You have what thing who paints okay. I see that too. You have a coworker who paints the breaks, the water breaks. That's really nice with watercolor, using those tiny watercolor tins. They're really, really easy to take with you. Like I said, you can even take a little journal or whatever, or of watercolor paper. You can get them that size if you wanted to, but right, all you need is your tin and some water, and you're good to, and paper, and you're good to go. But I
Right.
love it. Look at how rich this color is. Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay.
So we're still in Rockport, Massachusetts. This is the famous iconic landmark called Motif Number One. It's the
Mm,
red barn-looking building on the left. Hanging on that building are a bunch of vintage lobster buoys. Lobster fishermen would have buoys of different colors, shapes, to indicate which buoy was theirs. And so all the old ones are hanging on the building for historical purposes, but very cool to see that a bunch of old fishing boats, lobster boats in the area. And there's just all kinds of activity going on in the area. There's restaurants around here. So I spent a lot of time. This is my second painting of Motif Number One, which is a very cool place to be and see.
I think that's just fantastic. And that beautiful red, that just stands out. And
Yeah.
I do know that. I mean, it's just that's one of the great things, and it's just beautiful about this area too, because you see the red fishing boats, the red buildings, it's really beautiful. I love the reflection in the water as
Yeah.
well.
Uh-huh. Reflections are hard to do, and I
Hmm.
struggle sometimes with it. But if I could halfway capture that, it brings out so much more in the painting by having a reflection.
Right. I agree. I agree. I love it. I am working on a boat one kind of right now. I just did one not too long ago, and you're right. You're just making sure that a reflection and it's in the right angle and whatever. But it makes it, like you said, it makes the whole piece. And
Right.
I found out that by doing boats, it's kind of like they have a little bit of their own personality to them. And you're like, huh, that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So it makes you want to do more. But this is fantastic. This is just so striking. It just caught my eye right away. from the beautiful water to the village around it to the striking colors, everything about this piece.
Yeah. So
Man,
while in Florida a few weeks ago, I went to a restaurant, a seafood restaurant. It had buoys like this hanging from the ceiling, but these
really,
were crab fisherman buoys, not lobster fisherman buoys, but they're decorated and painted in different ways, just like these were. And so I've done a painting since then of just the buoys by themselves of different colors and shapes and sizes.
oh, how fun!
Yeah,
How fun! I am really glad that you did that. So that's really interesting. You know that what a fun thing to. I love that you look around and you're like, this by itself, like from they said from the buoys to the fishing lures to
yeah,
whatever. You're like, I'm gonna paint something like that. I bet it's
uh-huh.
gonna be really, really popular. I think that is awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They'll have stories to them, and that's
Yes.
and people bring things to me to paint, and each one of them has a phenomenal story. So I just try to listen to their story and try to capture that as much as I can, and what photos I have in the story itself. And it's so fun then to see them get to painting it.
Right? Oh, that's like the best part. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna give it my best, and then you see them light up, like,
Uh-huh.
that is just awesome. Just amazing, fantastic. Love that, you guys. Okay, so let's. Okay, my gosh.
Yeah. So I went
My,
on a trip, a float trip several years ago on the Current River. And before I went on this trip, I studied some art of Thomas Hart Benton, the famous Missouri realism painter, and some of his paintings were done of the Current River. So I said, "Oh gosh, I'm going to the same river he did famous paintings at." So while on that float trip, which was phenomenal, a roaring river and beautiful areas just like this, bluffs everywhere, I took in all the different scenes I saw, all the reflections in the water of the bluffs in the river, and things you could see in the water. And so when I got back, I just couldn't wait to paint this because there's so many things in this from stumps. Can you see two blackbirds? There's a
mm-hmm.
turtle in there. There's all kinds of things going on in here. But this water coming around the bend, around the bluff, and this is a really a fun thing to do.
Oh
So
my gosh, this is just marvelous. I don't want to tell you guys where they are, but I can tell you that I can see the turtle. I know that the birds are something white. I want you guys to find this yourself, but maybe you're on small phones and you can't really see per se, but the turtle coming out of the water on the log, you guys, I'll let you know, and the birds over there by the birch trees, these little moments of wildflowers too. I'm just loving the purples and all their different shades, right? Just so beautiful. My land, the details in the texture of the rock, section. I just the reflections in the running water. I mean, there's just I can't tell you how beautiful I think this piece is. It is absolutely magnificent.
yeah, I'm very inspired and love that trip. And so this painting is included in the new bird card game called Chirp Up, chirpup.org. And this is a habitat card of where birds have their habitats. So it was fun to have not only bird paintings in the game, but have a habitat as well, which this was a great idea to do.
I've got to hold on. I'm putting these wonderful comments right here. You're gonna tell me. I've got to find out this game because I want to see all this. I'm gonna like. There's Matt's work. So tell me the name of this game again. Bird what?
Chirp Up.
Oh, Chirp Up. Okay.
Yeah, .org.
Chirp Up. I gotta see this. I don't know. You're so plugged into this. No.
Well, the game is not the cards aren't printed yet. They're in the process, but there's a website that will be more about that later on when they're all available.
I must not be spelling that right. Okay. See, maybe. Okay.
Two
Sorry,
words. Chirp Up.
right.
Yeah.
Chirp
.org.
Up. Okay. For some reason, there it is. Finally. Okay. Oh, wow. I can see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Holy cow. That's amazing.
I've got a gallery of my art in a Chirp Up website too, but I've got some art on some cards, which is very fun to have that on there too. So
Right.
very, very fun.
That is so awesome.
A great way to share my art as well, which I love.
Right.
The game is fun as well too.
Oh, I love games in general. I do. I really do love that. So I'm excited about that, but I just want to just go see That is so fantastic, right? This is a triple scene. You're right.
Oh yeah,
From the
yeah,
rock to the rivers to the beautiful
yeah,
forest. I mean, fantastic. The little waterfall coming down. This is absolutely a place that I could just see me just sitting there and enjoying this moment and capturing this beauty, right? The little trail that goes off throughout the woods on the side of the little river right here too. There's so much
yeah.
going on. Oh my gosh.
And just every moment of that float trip was like a panoramic view. There's
Right.
so many things going on, and the people I was with was not as inspired as I was because I was taking it from an artist point of view in my eye, saying,
Mm-hmm.
"Look at that reflection. You've got to capture that now because there's so much there." And Thomas Hart Benton did a miraculous. He's a different style of painter, but he did some very cool paintings of the same river in southern Missouri.
That is just amazing. Amazing.
This could be my favorite painting. This,
Right?
yeah, this is hanging
It's
in my
definitely
house.
one of mine. There's
Yeah,
so much going on with this. It's so beautiful and so pleasing. I could just see myself getting lost in this place. I mean, you know what? You know, that's one of the things I love so much about art is it takes us away somewhere. You know, maybe we can't get
yeah,
there in person, but you can literally sit in front of this or, you know, geek out on this piece and just visualize being here in this moment, putting your feet into the water, you know, just going on a little trail, sitting on that sandy beach over there on the rock
yeah,
side, you know, picking wildflowers or saying hi to the turtle, which I probably would.
right. But to capture the log under the water and the
Right?
rocks in the water, difficult, and the roots coming out of the bottom of the tree along the bank was really fun to see because I saw so many scenes like that. That's just a fun part of the nature, what brought it to life, you know.
Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I'm with you. I just love it. So much going on. I love the whole difference of wildlife too. Probably the last few things I said, because anything from the pine trees to the birch trees to the
Right.
different blades of grass, the different kinds of ivy that's going even over some of these rocks, you know, you can see so much, you know, just amazing little details. Every time you look at it, you can find another little moment. You know,
Right.
I just love it. How big is this piece, by the way?
Uh, this is it's really a long landscape.
All right.
Uh, Maybe 24 by almost 30. It's a
Nice.
really odd shape size. I had to get a custom framed, but to capture the view of the three scenes across there, it had to be really a long canvas to do all that.
Right? I can see that. I can totally see that. And it looked like a bigger piece to me. And I'm really happy about, you know, that because that's a good size for it, you know, and very nice. Very, very nice. Wow. All right. One of my favorites. I hate to leave, but we're moving on to the next one. Another wonderful subject, right?
So
Every
I had not
variety.
done very many butterflies. I said, let's do some butterfly paintings. So this painting is called Butterflies of the World. And this is the fourth painting of my butterflies of the world. Because what I did, if you look very carefully, this is a color wheel of butterflies.
Right?
The yellow, the red, and the blue butterflies in the center.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's the colors afterwards? You know, once you mix those colors, you have the orange, the green, the purple. So I painted this the first few butterflies, stopped, photographed it. That's a print I can make now.
Right?
I needed a few more butterflies. Stopped, photographed it. And so I did four different photographs of stages. This is the last stage, swirling around in a color wheel of butterflies. These are all over the world, so not in any one place you see all these, but the colors represent just to have that wheel of different kinds of butterflies too.
This is just fantastic. What a great idea. I love that. The color wheel of
Yeah,
butterflies.
yeah,
Amazing. Amazing. And they're so different. That's what
right.
I love. Each one is completely, you know, its own variety.
Hmm.
Just fantastic. And I love that you included little ones to kind of fill
Right.
it in with colors too, but each bigger one is just so
Yeah.
different and carries
You
its
can almost
own.
see the swirl of butterflies kind of in the background, the sky, of the swirl around in the color wheel.
Oh my gosh, that would be so happy to see those, right?
Yeah.
I do love butterflies as well too. And they're so different. That's one thing I do to kind of, what kill time too is I might, do a quick butterfly and do Zentangle because, what Zentangle is. You fill it in with all different shapes and forms and stuff. It's just fun to relax away. But when you think of a butterfly, and the reason that, because look at all the different little shapes and, the pieces, almost like you said with your armadillo, right? Is
Right.
there's so many little tiny areas and sections in them. It's just beautiful.
So
Now,
I
do you have,
studied each one of these butterflies before I painted. These
I
aren't just
bet,
made up colors and patterns. I really
right?
studied each one of these. They all have names to them too.
Oh, I don't doubt that at all. I'm just having fun where I can guarantee you probably absolutely know. I mean, I can always, I know the monarch and so forth like that. I do not know necessarily my butterflies. I just look at them like, oh, how pretty, right? But
Yeah. Yeah.
absolutely, I'm sure that you have studied these. Which is there a favorite butterfly in here that you like the
And
most?
I like the monarch because of its colors, but to me, the swallowtails. There's a zebra swallowtail and a tiger swallowtail, the black and
Right.
white and the yellow and black. To me, this had those tails are really awesome. And I have seen those in my garden. And I've
Right.
done a separate painting of just a swallowtail butterfly I saw in my garden, close up of all the different colors on it, and in a different painting too.
I have a couple that I really like, and maybe the variety of them. The purple one, and especially that blue one that's like blue and white. I've
Uh-huh.
never seen anything like that. Do you know that
I don't
variety?
remember what that
No.
was. Yeah.
Isn't that gorgeous though? Just absolutely unique. Amazing. So much detail, Matt. This is a phenomenal piece in itself. And I love the idea of a color well. Fantastic idea.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right.
Okay, so this is my granddad's barn. I would go each summer to go help him do all his chores and bale hay and all that kind of stuff. So we spent hours, going back on this road between the barn and the house and talking to the pigs, help with the cows, all that kind of stuff in the grain bin. And
Mm-hmm.
so there's even a pump in the grass that's really close. That's very close to the well. The well, we'd go get water there. And if you look even really close, there are actual bobwhite quail on this old farm road, fairly close to the barn, as we would actually see while working in the fields. The bobwhite quail will be right there watching us as well.
Right. Right. I was like that, now that you've got little hidden things now that I've
Yeah,
noticed, I'm like, there's quail in that grass, right?
yeah,
I'm like, I noticed them right off the spot because now I'm looking for your little hidden things inside your work.
uh-huh,
And
yeah,
I love it. Man, the rust alone on the silo and the barn. Oh my gosh, did you do such a great job in
yeah.
that?
So I've
Wow.
seen this so many times. I did it from a photograph, but it was really inspirational to paint. I gave this to my grandparents too while they were still around, and they loved it as well.
Oh, I bet. Right? I know everyone is right. Yeah, you guys are like my fave. Isn't it fantastic? There's so much amazing detail going on in this from the driveway, the pathways to the rusting, to the little hidden gems of the quail, to the beautiful, trees and pasture and back. There's so much going on in this work, my friend. I'm glad you guys are lighting it up. The detail is amazing. That's what I was just describing.
Now you can look on the right side of the barn, a dark area there. There's actually a place the cows can go inside there. If you look real carefully, you can see the wall inside there where the cows go into. And there's
Right?
a ladder on the side. It's an old aluminum uh,
Gosh,
skinned
yes.
barn. A ladder on the outside. Now I would climb up that ladder to help throw hay into this barn for my granddad, so he'd have that to feed the livestock in the winter. So in that big grain bin, we would help put corn in there or other kinds of grain, wheat, to help
Right?
feed the livestock. So just a really cool place. It's like
Fantastic.
character to it because of how it's built and the agent.
Mhm. And isn't that great, guys? I mean, that's just so much fun because you grew up with a childhood that I think more of our youth need to experience, right? Because think of what you've drawn from this. Not only get to the time with your family, right, with your
Right.
grandparents, but just so much experience and stories, and then you've got artwork, and you could write books about it or more. But you're capturing family treasures as well,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. as well as enjoying a childhood of so much fun with your grandparents.
Right, right.
Right. Has history. That's what I was saying. See,
Yeah,
and it
right.
also has
And well,
history.
my cousins see this. They've been there too, so they really relate to it, having been to this farm many times as well too. So it's really fun for them to enjoy it.
Right. Now, is this one at your home? Oh no, you gave it to your grandparents.
No, I have they either passed away, but this is
Okay, so
back
you gave
hanging
it
in my house because it's one of my. This could be my favorite too.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe because of the history too.
Right.
You're
Right.
attached to this because of the experience. I mean, I'm even seeing the water pump, guys. There's so many little details here. I hope you guys are capturing and seeing those.
Well, I
Man,
try to post the photograph when I have a good resource photo with the painting.
do you?
And when I do post this painting, I try to do the photo with it so you see. And this is one of my favorites. I think one of my best I've done as well too.
Oh, I know. So good. So good. Now, when you have something that comes from such history and passion and life experience, is it harder for you to paint these? Like, is it more time consuming, or does it just really flush out because
It
you
really
just
comes together just so it seems easier, but I really work harder and focus in studying each of the parts, like even the shadows under the roof that's hanging over the part of the barn. And I see that in the photograph, and this the inspiration just helps me paint it better, I think.
right? Mm-hmm. I agree. Man, I'm glad this is bringing some memories back to you guys as well, because that's another wonderful thing about artwork. It doesn't have to be your family's resident per se, but it's to take you either on an adventure or let you just wander into, oh, I didn't know, or it reminds you of an experience, as you guys are all seeing right here. And we are loving it. Absolutely loving it. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this as well. Fantastic piece, Matt.
Well,
Fantastic.
good eye for you noticing the field beyond
Yes.
the barn, because there really is one there, and that's part
Mm-hmm.
of the field we worked as well. But little tiny slivers in there. But good eye for noticing that.
Oh, yes. I mean, it's just so great. There's so many wonderful things that I mean, as me, as as an artist and an art lover, I mean, I could go to a museum and be lost for a day or more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I'm
right,
like, oh yeah, 20 minutes geeking out on this piece. And that's why I was like, oh, I hate to move on sometimes because the more we look, the more we find, and
right.
I love it. And you have these little hidden moments in here that just make me so happy to see.
Mhm.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, let's look at our next one. These are so good. These are so good.
Yeah. So these are just
Oh,
deer, very favorite of mine, white-tailed deer with the fawn, and it's got some really carefully painted reflections in the water as well. And the foreground, some branches hanging down to almost hide the deer, but they're still kind of in there amongst the lights and the water reflection and the cattails. So
mhm.
a lot of different things that are interesting in this one.
Oh, there's so much going on in here. And yeah, I saw the reflection right away, both the reflections, but especially the mom,
Right.
with her face. But the contrast, what really gets me between the greens and the really beautiful deep browns. I mean, it's so beautiful. Even the water, right? It's got that dark and the reflection of the greens built into it. It's just fantastic. So much going on. So beautiful. Hmm.
Yeah, you will see the light shining through the
Yes,
fawn's ears.
exactly.
Yeah, that really
Right.
brings it out.
Absolutely. You've got the light just placed right on it, coming through, peeking through.
Yeah,
Beautifully done. Wow. The little yellow flowers. I mean, there's so many little hidden things. Even the rock and its
yeah.
texture. It's just so great. I'm sorry, guys. Let me check on your comments because sometimes, every once in a while, I'm like, oh, I was right. That's what he was just saying. The ears are almost translucent, right, with that light coming through. Isn't that fantastic? I agree. Glad you guys are noticing that. Man, so much beauty. Yep. You guys, the light is coming through. Isn't it fantastic? He did really, really good with the light beaming through this area.
Yeah, one of the major things for an artist is capturing light, the shadows, and what part's lighter than the others. And sometimes I might miss that, but capturing that is one of the most important things to do as an artist.
Right? And all our new viewers, I mean, a lot of people just joined, not at the very beginning. So you didn't have any formal art training, did you?
No, no, just I took art in high school and kind of did on my own. In my younger years, I was very busy with the family and work,
Right?
very few paintings, and I got a few done throughout the years. And I've made more time as I got older, and especially for retirement,
Right?
you have more time to do that then.
Isn't that great? And you've not taken any little, like, in town classes, or do watch videos, or you just,
No.
because of high school, you just play and figure it out?
Right, right. And
You
see,
just play
I
and figure it
also
out,
I also do Inktober and Birdtober each year.
right?
That kind of inspires me all the fun things they have going on there. And I just amazed seeing other artists paint or draw whatever the key word was or verb that day. And I
Yeah,
go, wow, look at what they did. And I
right.
didn't even have any idea what they thought of. It's really cool seeing that.
You'll have to remind me, if somebody remind me, because I just saw that like last year. I'm like, what's Inktober? I had
Yeah,
no idea. I've been in grad school for so long, and then, doing other things, right? That I did not know that. But right, look, the fur and muscle on the deer are perfectly done. I agree. I agree. Somebody's gonna have to remind me about these kind of things, these challenges, because I know a lot of you guys were doing that last year.
well,
Amazing.
especially Inktober is really good because it opens your mind. And how do you draw a certain word? And how do you capture that? And it's amazing what other people think of if you draw that word, today.
Right. That is just amazing. It's a good challenge.
Yeah.
Good challenge. I think that is awesome. Wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. So many great pieces, guys. We got a few more here. I could not leave without this one. I don't know your feelings on this, but everybody's going to know my favorite animal is an elephant, a baby elephant, especially that. I mean, I was even in South Africa as for a conference, I won an award and they took me there. I had no idea that they had a sanctuary there where you could go feed the babies that they've rescued. I'm like, what? Because I was so busy with the conference until somebody's like, oh, I love baby elephants. And that is something that's on my bucket list. I really want to feed a baby elephant. So when I saw you had an elephant, Matt, I was like, I have to include this because I love elephants.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've done many paintings on white paper. You know about doing a few on black paper. This is one done on tan tone paper.
Don't you love
And
it?
it's kind of a fun thing to do as well because it brings a whole different look to the painting rather than doing
Hmm.
these elephants on white paper. And this painting was done in inspiration to my stepmother, whose favorite animals are elephants. And so it really inspired me to do this. And of course, having the baby was so much more fun having it in there with the mother instead of just painting the mother by itself.
Right.
So after doing this, I've done several other paintings with the mom and baby, like the manatees and some birds. And it's really the story when you have those
Hmm.
together like that, the baby with the mama. So on Mother's
Hmm.
Day, I paint a lot of my paintings of the mothers of the babies together.
That's right. That's right. And like I said, it's going to pull on all of our little hearts going, oh my gosh, this is so cute, right? The mom and the babies too. In fact, I did that for was it Mother's Day? I highlighted another artist that had done a mom and a baby elephant, and she's there too. But I was like, oh, that's just perfect. Mothers all over of all kinds of things. And
Right.
I thought that. And then another tip for you guys too, because if you artists are out always worried about, I got to have a white canvas or I got to have white paper. Like you said, the black in the background really pops out colors, or the tanned tone, the tan or colored background paper really changes the whole concept of an image, right? And this gives you a great example of exactly what that is.
Right.
It's great.
So I've even done gray paper, and with gray paper, I did some chickadees, several chickadees. So the black and white pop off the paper with tan background on the paper.
Right? Oh man, that's just so awesome. Just love it. So beautiful. And right, and that's right. You got the sunlight, everybody with your hearts, exactly, right? The sunlight shining down on
Oh,
them.
right, right.
Oh, amazing. I just love it. And the lighting again did a really great job of lighting. And there you go. Everyone knows I do. I love some elephants. So I just had to include this, Matt. I was like so excited to see this. You did a phenomenal job on this, my friend. Absolutely phenomenal. We love it. Okay, and I had to include this one too because I just highlighted you for this. I
Yeah.
was holding on to this piece for over a week because on Sundays I have a theme every day. You probably realize that. And Sunday is the spirit of Sunday. And I always try to do something that is, something to do with, the Savior or with, something like that. And this blew my mind. And you posted this like well before a Sunday. And so I was like, oh my gosh. And you got, I can't even tell you, hundreds of views on this piece on X. And I was like, wow. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the first thing I thought is love the purples, love everything about this. Just wow. And so
Yeah.
I
So,
wanted you to know why
yeah.
I chose it.
Yeah. Somebody asked me to paint this for them. I did 3 originals for family members. It's a very different kind of scene and background colors. And like I said before, I struggle with people and portraits. I really do. Uh, this one is not as close up where it's that many details, but I think I captured the Jesus in this
Yes.
painting. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And, I do some kind of people, but the people I do are like made up in my brain. So you don't necessarily recognize them per se, right? And I did one
Yeah.
painting of Jesus and it terrified me. My hands were trembling because everybody knows what the Savior looks like, right? So
Right.
you're like, okay, if I mess this up, everybody's going to be like, who's that supposed to be? So
Right.
I
Yeah.
get the struggle. But this is so beautiful. You might want to think about doing some people because this is fantastic. Fantastic. Look, okay, people are popping all over. Okay, hold on. Let me grab all of these things. Right. Hey, Kimberly, look at that purple and in purple, right? And we highlighted him last Sunday, Kimberly, for the artist of the day. And I chose this one. So you guys can see that. It is a beautiful rendition with the beautiful white flowers. I mean, you just did so great on this one. I think that is fantastic. Oh, oh my gosh, we got all caps. You are lighting up the chats with this one, Matt. You might want to think about doing more of these, you know?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Look at that, all caps. But I love this one. That's right, Salty. Yes, we do. You gotta come on. Oh, this is popular one. Funny. Now that everyone's seen this, have you ever thought about doing, I don't know, maybe you have prints of this and you're going to do more of these?
Probably not. I just other things that I've already got kind of asked for and doing, and a huge
Right,
list. I might, get inspired and do it another one, but just right now I just don't have any on my
right,
bucket list to do. Yeah.
right. Well, this is fantastic, and everyone in the chat has said so as well. So thank you guys so much for your wonderful compliments. Hey, you guys, go find this. You can go to Artist Corner Community if you want to comment on it because all of you guys really like it. So hey, go, and that's a great place to find them. Go over on X in the community. It was done last Sunday, and that gives you an immediate way of how to go and find him and follow him and share it out and other of his work. If you guys are following me, I share out at least one of his a day. So there you go. And on Artist Corner TS, that's both me, by the
We
way.
appreciate sharing because
Mm-hmm.
more eyes that see the art, more people enjoy it. You may find somebody that really enjoys it because there's
That's
some
right.
things I post something that are average or okay paintings. Somebody just may just love that kind of thing.
Right. And that's what we say. A lot of times we use that hashtag, sharing is caring. A like is great, but sharing is better because that means your followers are going to see it. If you just like it, that's okay. But if you
Yeah.
share it out, that means your followers will see it possibly. So between us, like, with all of us sharing it out, you're talking tens of thousands of people combined that might see this work, and you never know who might say, I need that piece.
Right.
So sharing is caring, everybody. Everybody share out each other's work. That would be a lovely, lovely thing to do. And I agree. Excellent work. Absolutely excellent. All right. I believe the next one is our last piece. It is. And I was another piece that I was just captivated by. You want to tell us about this gorgeous piece?
Yeah, so this is a Monet inspired painting,
Mm-hmm.
acrylic with the bridge and the boat underneath. Very detailed look at the reflections too. It took a long time to get that just right. But what really stands out in this painting that I did is the foreground. the foreground, we have iris flowers. And I did iris flowers because of family history. Many generations of people in my family have grown iris flowers. We have some iris flowers in our current garden that are like several generations and several locations removed, and they're still beautiful flowers. So they're very historical in our family. So I said, I don't think Monet's garden had iris flowers in them, but my garden does. So
Right. That is so amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yes. Sorry, you guys, another one. Yeah, that's why. Right, that's why I had to choose this one. I mean, it's hard for me to choose when I'm doing your promo, right? But I was like, you even had this as your back piece, and so
yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to use this. There's just so many wonderful things. It was either that or the one with the river that we just looked at, right? I was like, oh, they're so great. Not,
Well,
they're
now you got
all
a good eye
amazing,
because this painting and my river painting are my back backdrops for a lot of my print on demand websites.
right?
I use these so they're a good representation of what I do. So you've got an excellent eye for noticing that.
Amazing. Just amazing. Okay, you're lighting up the chat so fast. I knew you guys would like this, but that's the one I use for the promo, and so I also save the promo piece for the last piece of the show as well too. Kind of lets me know where we are as well too. But I knew you guys would love this. But didn't we love all this work tonight? Isn't it fantastic? Oh, okay. We have like 10 or 15 comments here. I'm going to try to grab for you, Matt.
Yeah. This
Right?
could be my favorite too.
It's so hard to choose.
Yeah.
Now they're all like, okay, this is my new favorites, right? You thought the hummingbirds. This is why I tell you guys always to wait. But that's the great thing because you can like more than one. You can have more than one favorite.
Yeah.
I'm that way. Oh man.
I have this one hanging in my house as well. Is one of my
Uh-huh. Is this one that you would ever sell, or you're like, no, not a
No,
chance?
I'll sell prints, but never the original. This is
Right. Yeah, there's two of mine that I will never sell. I have done a couple prints for some very special people of it, but no. Nope. I guess you'll have to put that in the grave with me, or I don't know if my kids my kids are like, are you gonna give it to us? I'm like, I don't know. The way you guys are right now, I don't know if I trust you to take care of that. I might donate it to my alma maters. I don't know, something like that if I was getting that way, but too special to me. It's where I've learned like my signature, or one like I said about the Christ that I did. I'm literally crying and shaking during that piece. So that it's got a lot of specialness to me. This one is so peaceful. I agree, guys. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for your compliments to our wonderful guest, Matt, tonight. You guys, I appreciate that so much. As much as I do, don't forget to hit those likes and shares, because isn't this something we want everyone to see, right? How talented and wonderful Matt's work is. Fantastic. I'm glad you guys really love these pieces. Matt?
And then
Awesome. I don't know what else you would like to say about your work. Oh, we can look at your website. This is just fantastic. So let me switch that up here, because I said we would look at your website as you talk about that as we close tonight. Everyone, I put this in the permanent chats here, but this is Matt's website. So you guys can go to Rumble or any of the chats, the description of the show, and you can find Matt's website here. You can also find his website on X. But I love it because it tells you all the places that you can find him. Look, Crisco the goat.
there's that painting of the river right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
I see you have a hard time choosing what your favorite is too, though, but it's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. All the places you can find them. I was going to ask you about this too, because you are the second person I've seen that's on Blue Sky. Are you getting reactions to your artwork over there?
Yes.
See, I've been thinking about opening an account for artwork too, because I hear that is a great place for artwork.
Right.
Wow. Where do you find the most reaction with your work out of all these spots?
X or Instagram, probably.
Yeah. X is the place, guys. It really is. It's really becoming a great place for artwork, and it's people like me and some others are really pushing hard to get it out. Oh, thank you so much for reposting the stream. I appreciate that. I love that.
And one thing about Instagram, you can include music too, which finding something that fits the scene is really fun sometimes as well.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, you guys, make sure that now you can see all the places where you can find him and follow him. I'm just leaving this up here for a few minutes. If you guys are trying to figure out, if you haven't followed them yet, or you're watching this later on, you can grab any of these locations. And I highly suggest you do. We need to support each other as artists, sharing out our work, commenting, sharing, and beautifying social media. It's full of so much other gunk. Let's not, why not beautify it with our amazing works? And there's so many things on this page here. I just wanted to hit Crisco the goat. Look at this, guys.
Now there's, yeah,
That's awesome. I cannot wait when this is done. I hope you send me a few little snippets so I can read a little bit about it, because that would be awesome.
well,
I would.
the book has how he got started,
Right.
his animal friends, and some trouble they get into and how they get out of it,
That
and,
is so
and some
great.
other really good surprises as well.
That's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. So you guys can check out his books. This one is not quite ready to go, but there is other stuff that you can look at and where to get his books here. If you just go here and you can find all these wonderful places. Right. Love that. See, you can order it here too. Chirpy Squirrel, just right here. There's the bookstore right there, you
Right.
guys. So check it out. Absolutely awesome. Well, Matt, any words of inspirement? That's the last thing I always ask my guests. If I don't really have set questions for you, but I love to inspire others. Come on the shows, something about artwork. You being not even a trained artist and just going out there and just like, I'm going to do this. I've got some talent. I enjoy it, and boom, you're making your way here. So, anything you would like to say to inspire
Well,
others?
just your comments, your feedback, I read on my art post. I get inspired seeing those. And everybody has different likes and different things they are excited about. That's all fun. So I appreciate it because it inspires me to want to do more of what I see
Mhm.
as popular too. So other than that, it's enjoy nature, smell the roses, protect our planet, and be kind to each other. Is what I say.
That's right. That's right. Amen to all of that. That is so important too. It's easy. Capture them, protect it, get your head up and go start looking around you. Notice the little things, when you're taking photos or even painting, and add those little things to the pieces of work, right? Those little things like you're doing, whether it's a turtle or it's a whatever. But most of all, enjoy it. Get out there and see it, and then, right? Continue to you guys comment, because I'll tell you one thing I've noticed about what Matt does. He's always sharing, and he's always great about commenting and talking back, and that is really important. So thank you so much for doing that, and it's been a real honor to have you on the show. I'd love to have you back in a few months. We'll see
Okay.
if we
Yeah. Yeah.
get that, because we've got so much. There's so much more that he's got here, guys, and he may be even further by the end of the summer. You might be done with that book, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, I'm already booking for August and September, so no pressure, my friend. But you just reach out and grab one of those dates, and we will absolutely have you back on and get that book promoted even more. So like I said, thank you so much for being on the show with me tonight and just showing off your amazing talent. It was great.
I appreciate it very much. It was a joy to be here and see so many people enjoy my art. That just makes me so happy to see that.
Right? I love it. I love it. Well, you have a great weekend. I'll see you back on social medias,
Okay.
and we'll make sure everyone go give him a follow. You can find everything in the permanent chats or in the description of the show. And have a great night, Matt. We'll see you again soon.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good night.
Good night.
Wasn't that awesome? Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I love meeting new friends. It was just so great. And he is so talented. So, you guys, again, please do me a favor, hit those likes, hit those shares. Let the whole world know how beautiful and how talented he is. Those amazing. His work is phenomenal. And thank you guys so much for your support. I know. Thank you, Nancy and Hockey. You guys, thank you for lighting up those chats. Oh, that was absolutely awesome with your wonderful Rumble rants. I appreciate that so much. You guys rock. Yes, you do. I love having you guys all here tonight. And speaking of bookings, make sure you guys are getting on the list. I'm already booking for August and already have some. So if you want to come back on the show, or if you want to be on the show, it's absolutely my honor to do that. So just reach out and we will get you on a date. But don't delay thinking, I don't know, that's so far away. because those dates might not be available. I'm booking pretty fast, but I'd love to have you on because that's what I do. So you guys make sure you are doing that. All right, everybody. So tomorrow is a movie night. We're all going to be watching a movie tonight. It's going to be a Rumble and Pilled exclusive. So make sure you guys are sharing that out. I'll be sharing that post out right after this show. But again, it will be a Rumble and Pilled exclusive. So make sure you guys come enjoy movie night with us. How fun is that, right? I know you guys will love to do that. We can all sit there and bring your coffee, bring your drinks, bring your popcorn. Let's sit that. We'll be in the chats together, having a thing. I believe we're going to be watching Atlas Shrugged. That's what we're shooting for. So everybody come and join movie night tomorrow. I look forward to you guys being with me and having a great night, relaxing on a Saturday night. We can only do one of those, but maybe we'll watch some comedy or something afterwards. I don't know how necessarily long it runs, a couple hours, but it's a great movie. If you haven't read the book, you need to. Oh, we've got a new one. Thank you, 370Z. Thank you so much for that. I see that with your beautiful donation as well. Thank you so much, Matt, Lady Hamilton, and chat. Such great people found here, lovers of art in many forms. That is right. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for helping to support the show in all of its ways, whether you guys are just here to view, whether you are liking and sharing. And then on top of it, the icing on the cake is you guys helping to support the show so we can have many, many, many more. I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, guys. So great. He was phenomenal. I agree. He is phenomenal. And thank you so much, Kimberly. She says, I rock. You guys are just the best ever. And we want to have so much more shows. Like I said, I am booked through July. So let's keep it rocking, right? Amazing stuff. So we're having movie night tonight. Just remember, please, that is on Rumble and Pilled tomorrow night only so that we can actually do that. Best way to find out about what's coming up. And sorry about that yesterday with no power, you guys. Storms hit, trees go down here. I swear it's like the wind blows, a tree falls. So they didn't get that up and running until late last night or early this morning. So I'm sorry about that, but we are rescheduling for Dr. Wolf to come back on probably in July because I'm pretty booked. Anyways, so you guys, but thank you for understanding. But we will be rocking tomorrow night. And the best way to find out about my shows or even the artists that I promote every single day is giving me a follow, especially on these two channels, X at Lady Hamilton AR1. Make sure you guys are following Artist Corner TS on X because as communities die on the 30th, that will be our new community. So make sure you're going and giving that a follow because that's where the artist of the day will be spotlighted. It already is right now. I'm doing it twice in the community and on Artist Corner TS. But when they take away our communities, that's where the artist of the day will be. So make sure you guys are hitting that bell. And Frosty made a great video on how to hit those bells and get those notifications. And you guys can also follow me on Pilled, Truth, and Gab at Lady Hamilton Art. Awesome. And then also, you guys, my weekends here, please make sure you're giving YouTube a follow. You can subscribe there for free at Lady Hamilton HH. Let's give some love to our moderators. Yes. Thank you so much. Blown up Frosty today because they did like this couples thing on X. I'm like, oh, we got to make sure the Frosties are included. So yes, that was really fun today. But let's give my moderators some love because they are here in the chat with us. They are always doing great promotions for me, highlighting you artists as well. I am not the only one to share out your artwork, but so does every single one of my mods. So let's give them some love as well. Starting with JJRSVL, who's at his kid's graduation. Congratulations to your son. Please give him a follow on X, Truth, Gab, Pilled, Getter, and Rumble. Tri-Stater back from vacation. We have missed you, my friend. Let's give him some love on X and on Truth. Nancy, our beautiful Nancy, let's give her some love on X and on Truth. Frosty Pimp, let's give him some love on X and on Truth. And our amazing, beautiful Hockey, we love her too. She got highlighted in the couples thing today too, her and her wonderful husband. Let's give them some love on X and on Truth. I appreciate all that. Oh, thank you guys so much for tuning in on all the channels, whether you're watching on Rumble, on X, on YouTube, and or on Pilled. I appreciate that. Everyone hit those likes, hit those likes, hit those likes. Thank you so much. All right. We are going to be coming out tonight with a beautiful song. Love that. saving us some wonderful things. We're going to be dropping our wonderful guests all next week. But tonight, I really wanted to have something that we danced with on the way out. And he's been on the show. He's going to be trying to come back on the show. Hopefully, Kevin comes back. We're hoping next August. He's also working not only on his show, but he's also working on new music. Love Kevin. So as I was talking to him today, I figured we would play his song because let's face the music and dance. All right, everybody. We're going to load that up right now. So I hope to see everybody tomorrow for music night. So thank you guys so much for joining me. And I hope that you guys all have a great night. I hope you guys all dance your way out of here. I hope you guys all have a blessed night. And what most of all, don't forget to be the light. See you guys tomorrow. Good night.
There may be trouble ahead, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Before the fiddlers have fled, before they ask us to pay the bill, and while we still have the chance, let's face the music and dance. Soon we'll be without the moon, humming a different tune. And then there may be teardrops to shed. So while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance, dance. Let's face the music and dance. There may be trouble ahead, but while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance. Before the fiddlers have fled, before they ask us to pay the bill, and while we still have that chance, let's face the music and dance. Oh, soon we'll be without that moon, humming a different tune. And then there may be teardrops to shed. So while there's moonlight and music and love and romance, let's face the music and dance, dance. Let's face the music and dance.
Satellite coming down in 3, 2, 1.